All right, welcome. Big Fat Nerd here with some Tarkov news with some latest changes. Change log for the version 12.12.30. We're pulling this from, of course, from tarkovchanges.com. The logical solutions, just giving a little verbal update on it. Some quests debut. Instead of customs, it's kill scavs in the Tarkov territory. Blood of War Part 2. We're added a golden egg as another item to find. Insomnia, no longer used on factory. Woo, that's gonna make that quest a little bit harder. Test drive, must kill PMCs from at least 60 meters. That's gonna make that one a bit harder too. Shooter Born in Heaven is now 125 meters away. Added lighthouse, so it made Shooter Born a little bit more difficult. I'm not against it necessarily. 100 meter headshots aren't that difficult to pull off, but 125 is definitely gonna make it a little more spicy. They've added lighthouse to the guide. Oh Lord, imagine having to, if you're a bear and you're doing a guide, that's gonna be tough. The collector, they've added a lot of things. They added all the streamer items. Yeah, they added a lot. I'm not even gonna, because there's so many. Survivalist path. Survivalist path. Shavik. Survive for 5 minutes while dehydrated, except factory. No, I've never actually done that on factory. I've always done it on woods or customs. Eagle Owl for the survivalist path. Eliminate scavs in a time period of 21 through 400 without using MVGs or thermals. They're excluding factory, so they're trying to make these quests a little bit harder. A lot of people cheese them with factory, which is fair. I'm not against. Some of these I didn't even do on factory because some of them aren't difficult quests at all. But hunting trip, Sherman must now be killed from 50 meters away. Okay. Crisis, find bottles of multivitamins in raid. Booze, they added this Pevco light beer, gotta find that. Stray dogs, locate and eliminate Death Knight, Big Pipe, and Bird Eye. Yeah, quest for them. Locate the hitting recording studio in Lighthouse and place a signal jammer inside. That's broadcast. Reconnaissance, recon the roof of the first and second and third office building on Lighthouse. I wonder which ones are considered the first, second, and interesting. Survive and extract. They have added, of course, the G36, M3S90, MP18, the Accuracy International 388 Lapua. We've talked about that. Looks like they did some nerfs or buffs to inertia. Looks like they made the movement just a little bit more tight. We're seeing some figures here that I'm looking at. It looks like they made it a little more tight. I know they fixed some of the AD spam is what I've been hearing. And you run a little, your start time to run seems to be a little bit quicker. They've changed and buffed and nerfed a few different helmets, different weapons, different gear. The Alton is now gives you a heavier ergonomic penalty. It used to be -6, now it's -15. The Masca 1SCH bulletproof helmet, the one that Killa wears, and the one that's olive, they used to be -7 on that ergonomic weapon penalty. Now it's a -16. So they've made those helmets a little bit harder for us to use. Because now your guns are the ergo in your guns is gonna be affected. The Riz T old was -4, it's now -12. Yeah, they did a big ergonomic nerf to a lot of helmets. Vulcan 5, it's now -24, was -20. Ammo, 300 Blackout AP has been buffed with penetration power. The old was 45, it's now 48. So 300 Blackout is gonna get a little bit closer depending level 5. The FMJ now fully pens level 3. It's at 30 instead of 29. The M62 is closer to 36 now, and it was 34. So that M62 is going to be a bit more viable. They added the Volna R rubber slug, 23 by 75 millimeters. Interesting. Flare cartridge. They added the flares. With the Ratnik BSH helmet, also but nerfed on the ergo. It was -2, now -7. Both Ratnik helmets. The Raid backpack, the 6SH118, the weight has been increased a little bit. Some more ammo here, 7.62 by 39 PS DZH for the AK. Penetration power is higher. That's actually kind of crazy, honestly. That's going to make a more effective round early wipe here. The T45M1 is damage has been increased to 64 instead of 62. The TCWSP damage increased by 7.67. That's going to make a little bit more leg ammo if you want to, and its penetration was actually decreased to 34 from 36. That's the 7.62 by 51 millimeter round, the TCWSP. So that's for your like your scars and your MDRs. Let's see here. 762 by 54 RBTGZH. This is the Mosin. They have nerfed the pen on that from 59 to 55. It's still gonna go clean through a slick. It's just gonna have a little bit of. I'm sorry. It's still gonna go clean through a Corund. It's just gonna have a little bit harder time going through a slick now. And the level 6 armor. PSGZH for the 76254 for the Mosin round. His damage has been decreased by 2. Your 9mm. Oh no, there's just color changes on some of the ammos. Background color changes. Your SP5 had a buff with armor damage to 60. SP5 also had a buff to damage to 71. That's interesting. SP5 is going to be still somewhat of a deadly round. Its penetration power has been nerfed though from 38 to 28. That's interesting. And its recoil now gives a -5. So that's a new. It doesn't really make the Val any more viable, but it definitely, that 71, that 3 points in damage to 71. That's a decent little 71 damage. Is not too bad for a round. I mean, you're going for legs with that gun. It shoots quick. Even their armor, even though the pen's down, it does a lot of armor damage, so it might still be viable. SPP looks like it got nerfed. Missing 1 point armor damage down to 55. But its damage got buffed to 68, and its penetration power is now 40. I don't like that they took so much penetration power away. SPP was at 50, now it's at 40. That's a lot. That's a lot. It did nerf the recoil, it looks like. Yep. Instead of providing 20 recoil plus 20 recoil, it's like plus 10. Looks like we nerfed some recoil force backs on the MP9. Yep. MP9, we nerfed some recoil. Ergo penalty increased for the LSHZ helmet. Added the beer, the multivitamins. The camelback triceps a little heavier, so some of these backpacks are a little heavier. We did buff some, or I guess more of a nerf to malfunctions. It looks like they're gonna happen a bit more with pistols and some of these MDR, M4, the 5.56 rifles, 7.62 rifle. Just some of the MDRs, some of those early wipe weapons have a good lasting range. Dorm room 314 marquee, number max of uses 25, now 10 usage. So a lot of the keys, so a lot of the 25 keys went to 10, a lot of the 100 keys went to 40, some of them went to 20. There was a lot of changes on the keys, so be aware of that. It's going to make keys a little more common on the flea market, probably increase their price a little. People gonna be buying more keys over and over. Gunslinger, Switchblade all got increases. Backpacks got increases on weight. FMP90 looks like a little less recoil from what I can tell by these values. Yeah, I like that. Base malfunctions again have been increased for a lot of weapons. Yeah, okay. What else do we have? Oh, the malfunctions got increased for the MP9 as well. Or MP5, MP7. But it looks like this looks like they had nerf to recoils. Those the SMGs look like they have nerf to recoils, which is good. We'll see. Striker helmets have new ergo penalties. They went from -2 to -8. Wow. The U-locks went from -4 to -7. Wow. So helmets are gonna hurt it a little bit more this wipe. Your injector case no longer has a 4x4. It's no longer 16. It's 3x3. It's 9. I still think that's plenty of space for your stims. Honestly, you can still put 3 Popotals and a couple greens and a blue and a red and a couple mules. Like, the stim case is nice. I think that's a good balance. So we're not drugged up too much. Your assault rifle malfunctions. Yep. AKs. Everything got buffed with those malfunction chance. They look like it's just a little bit of a higher chance. It's going from 0.154 to 0.1771. So we're gonna have more malfunctions in the game. Looks like that kind of sucks. Saying your key card holder case also went to 3x3 instead of 4x4, which that's fine. That doesn't really. Yeah. Even the Cold Pack all helmets got an ergo penalty, like buff or nerf or whatever. And all backpacks are heavier. Even the shotguns, they got they have higher chance to have malfunctions now too. So that means when it goes below 90, guys, you're really going to want to just repair it. Get it repaired before it goes below 90. The MPX got better recoil, looks like. I do like that they did some better recoil on some of these. SV98's got a folded slot now. SV98 ergo got hit bad. It's base ergo, it looks like, from 49 to 24. However, I'm assuming that's because now there's more parts to add to it. They increase the here distance for the Lapua, decrease recoil on the Saiga. Okay, yeah, this is not bad. Even the Team Wendy Exfil helmet now has more of an ergo penalty, -6 instead of -4. We know that the bosses roam on certain maps. They roam on Shoreline, Customs, Lighthouse, and Woods. They added some new crafting recipes, which don't have names here, so I'm not sure what these are. Yeah, I won't see until we get my hat out going. But those are some of our release changes that came with the patch that weren't necessarily included in patch notes. If you're watching this video, I'm probably live right now on Tarkov, so go ahead, check me out, give me a follow, give me a like, come on in. Let's have some fun, man. The gamer it out, dab out for you. See you in the raid.
Turn it